I'm sticking to the actual agenda that we have discussed in the last class, like how we can make it very effective teaching and learning uh, through using some digital platforms. So in the last discussions, we talked about various tools. Now, the ground reality is that the uses of most of the things which are actually you are doing, that is manually you are doing, it's gradually go on. I mean, that will vanish very soon with the involvement of artificial intelligence. You are much more nowadays. You are hearing about that particular term in every aspects of our life. That is called artificial intelligence. So some of you are maybe aware about it, but most of you maybe remain still excited like what exactly it is. So I'll not go into the technical details of that, but try to give you some exciting background of that AI and all what is actually going on. And then I try to show you some of the blessings of AI, how actually it will going to change it, your whole teaching learning experience, and why actually it is required. So this is the journey that we would like to pass through today for this session. That how the if you can leverage artificial intelligence in your teaching learning activities, you will see the complete change, and maybe it will also going to change your whole time taking for doing everything in manually. But the idea here is that better not to depend, I mean, blindly on those tools. They just help you out, make your life easier, but not going to replace you. That is definitely one thing. So with that note, let me start with today's session. See, from the last class, I was just iterating the same thing, that classroom teachings are really going boring, the way we used to teach the traditional methods. Okay, students or listeners may not able to follow all the things in the classroom. So there are some reason why it is so, because most of the cases, if the size of the class is a bit high or big, it's very difficult to have a one-to-one interaction. So naturally, it's very difficult to draw an engagement of the listener. So in say in our scenarios, I know most of you have attending and actively attending, but you will observe there is a lack of engagement. Okay, though I always prefer to have it in active engagement, proper interactions, but most of the cases you always feel disconnected. Okay, so that is what sometimes you consider it as a very boring class. Okay, so until unless you connect yourself, possibly you cannot appreciate whatever it is going on, and your brain also may not able to tune what is going on right now in the class. So that's why this lack of engagement is very important thing that we have to bring it into our classroom teachings or whatever the mode of teaching. But problem is how we can handle these things. Okay, so then of course that also somewhere in turn actually comes out of that limited interactivity. We cannot able to do it interactions, but better if you interact in, even as a teacher also, as a listener also, if you keep yourself engaged the process of interactions, you may be more involved in that, and then you can grasp more. Okay, so that also not it will going to eliminate your boringness in any form of classes and all. So so that is one of the things that our students right now is facing everywhere. And what we always used to do it, like we always go for a one size fits all approach. Like whatever we are delivering, whatever we have planned of for the students, we always feel that it will going to be equally applicable to all level of students. But actually it is not, right? Every students having a different level of understanding. Okay, different level of their understanding intelligence. Okay, so we have to tune ourselves somewhere. But how is it possible? I mean, it is not possible if it is the size is very large. It's never ever possible to give one-to-one attention inside the class or outside the class to make the student more active or involved in the class or in the acceptance of that material that you are going to deliver. Okay, so what actually it is important is something what we call it as personalization. Okay, the personalization of education, it means we will going to tune our teaching learning specific to a particular student, okay, according to their understanding level or according to their liking and disliking, where they are lacking. Okay, so their weak points or weak areas. Okay, so everything that you have to somewhere take care. If you can do these things, then of course they will come back to your class with joy and they can enjoy your class. Okay, so manually it is not possible. It's a gigantic task. You also are going to realize that thing. It's not possible for even for 10 size of 10 or 15 students. May be possible, but if it is higher than that, possibly it cannot be. So here is a game changer that's come up with, that is called artificial intelligence, that actually now ease our burden, and we can, if we want, we can adapt and we can move towards a very effective teaching learning process. Okay, so there is a paradigm shift, what we called it as in the education, because traditional system, as I mentioned, that's one size fits all approach. Okay, so let us assume that in case of say mathematics teaching, right? So in case of mathematics teaching, we try to follow our own style of teaching, but what happens, that may not reach to every level of students at that moment, because of which it creates a kind of a phobia in the mind of the students. Okay, so that means we need some intelligent way. Okay, there we can read the every mind, their understanding level. Okay, and then accordingly we can able to deliver. Okay, so only thing that we can do it is through AI enabled teaching and learning. So what it is basically called, it's a data driven diagnostics. Means we're going to study not we, our systems are going to study their level of understanding, they are lacking and disliking, and then that data will going to help us to take a decision making, not by us, by this intelligent system or AI based system. So this is what actually the systems, the smart learning, e-learning can help out. Like AI, basically what they do, they basically act like a tutor. Okay, like, somewhat like they'll treat it single-handedly. I mean, single student at a time, like that. Okay, it's not the whole bunch of students over there. So they just throw maybe some interactions, it will going to do it, and through that process AI will going to understand how much you have understood. If you don't understand anything, or at a certain level you have understand, then you can interact with that AI, and then what will happen, AI will going to frame immediately and then start making you or a student to understand that concept in different way. So if you don't understand, you can ask, say, see, up to this I am able to understand, but this part I am not able to understand. So what will happen, it will automatically take some example, and by that process it automatically can make a guessing that what is your understanding level very intelligently, and then it start delivering the material in some other way, so that some way you can understand. But good thing is that in case of teachers, since we are human being, we have a limitation, right? So we can make the students 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, even 20 times. But if some student approaching you more than that, maybe, sir, madam, I could not able to understand that, can you make me understand? So it start irritating, you'll start irritating of like that, why you go and something like that, I cannot able to make you understand, you are gone case. I cannot able to help you out. You go. Why you are teaching, studying over here? You go. You do whatever you do. I cannot do. So that quite natural. For there is a level of patience. That one any human may have. But this is not at all there in the machine, right? In a system, intelligent system. You go on doing interacting with you 100 times, 1,000 times. Never ever it will going to complain. Okay. So that way, at one time, student will able to understand a very difficult concept. And it is not only for some school going students, it is even applicable for any level of readers, any reader for learners who can do or want to learn any different difficult concept. You don't have to go to any human teacher nowadays. Okay, you can take it like universal teacher where they have a knowledge of any subjects knowledge in this world. You just go on discussing with that. Okay, if you're experiencing all the things already, it's fine. If not, you go and try with these systems and you'll observe such a fascinating capabilities they have to deal this teaching and learning process. So that is the thing. Like our traditional systems are actually kind of a failure system because we are going by that one size fit approach. So teachers are teaching, they're taking a note. We never judge them how much they have learned. And at the end of the day, when we are conducting the exams, they could not able to make it through. They just fail, and then they create a kind of anxiety in the mathematics, more specifically mathematics all. And this is happening, and you will observe that in our society, students having more phobia. If you ask which subject, most of the cases they will say that mathematics, because mathematics are very abstract in nature, and sometimes because of the time constraint and all, we always assume that these are the concepts which are already been taught in some previous classes. So in some lower classes, so I'm not going to discuss that level of abstractions, actually creating a phobia to understand the present item that teacher is currently teaching in the classroom, and that sometimes it goes beyond the head of the student, and that actually the main reason behind that phobia. But can we have something like that? You're delivering something, next day you can have a quick review of that through some intelligent systems, and maybe if student cannot able to receive that item very well, then you can have an alternative idea of visual help. Like, because I have talked about in the last class the visual way, if you can do that thing, if you can practice something with that, like through that idea of Confucius, like I learn more. Okay, the third one. So if you approach these things, that will be much more effective way to do that thing. Okay. So now the present AI systems which are available, they are good in any subject. I'm telling you, literally up to any level of anything. I mean, you think any subject and you can interact with that. I mean, anything, no limit at all. Okay, so that the process a student can take up of any level to understand any of the difficult concept through the process of this diagnostic approach. Learning, testing, playing, and then you gradually you can learn about that. So it actually reduces our anxiety. It will going to be very enjoyable study. Okay, if you take the help of such kind of technological marvels, whatever right now it is available. So that is what, like, personalized learning is one of the approach that AI basically uses that data, how you are, what is your understanding level. Okay, and then it creates a learning material for you, very fresh. Okay, completely unique, that is keeping in mind only you, uniquely only you know the other person, only for you. It will going to tailor or customize the your study material, and then it will start delivering. If still you are not convinced, again it will going to deliver for you with no tiredness, no irritations. It will go on doing for you. So that is what actually the process, that this is the goal of the NEP. The NEP also being built based on that idea, and to avoid our traditional teaching learning, and we have to switch it. Okay, because so far we are more dependent on rote learning. Okay, now NEP is, I mean, emphasizing on conceptual understanding. Okay, you understand, that is the more important thing. You understand and you should be able to apply, that's all. You are studying some formula equations and everything in the mathematics, but actually you don't know what is the story behind that, why I'm using these things, how it has come. It is, if someone passed through that experience, it's so fascinating. Even irrespective of mathematics, any subject you take it, the story behind, like how that idea has come into the picture and what exactly means the intuitive idea behind that. No one other than these systems can able to give you that idea, and different mode, maybe audio, video, any visual forms, it is possible. And if you do a very quick testing, that what the NEP is doing, like continuous assessment. So if you can do it very quickly, assessment also you can do it. Now, since your AI system is personalized, it will automatically going to learn what you are, what subjects you are studying, where you are studying, what is your understanding level. It will always going to be there in the system. So next time onwards, you don't have to ask from the scratch, this is the thing. It will automatically aware about what you are. Okay. So that is what this brings our, what we call it as adaptive learning. Technology will adapt according to your level of understanding or students' level of understanding, and then it creates their own material whenever you require from that. Okay, so that actually the NEP's idea, and that very nicely it can be activated, can be created through AI systems. Okay, if any of you having any queries in that moment, feel free to interact, no problem, because just getting one-sided lectures, it may not be very enjoyable. Okay, and see, if you are motivated, you are excited, naturally you will never going to depend on this particular lecture or slides. You will go and explore, start exploring. So that is the things that it's very, very important. Instead of just sitting just for the sake of sitting, it's meaningless, because world is changing and you also have to change. Okay, your teaching methodology also have to change. You have to take the help of those modern technologies which are available. Most of the cases free of costs are way they are available, with limited opportunity and limited features, because they are business companies, they cannot give everything free of cost. But at least to get a flavor of that, at least certain level of experience you can enjoy with their, I mean, this what is called your free access to that. Okay, so this is what we call it the diagnostic learning. We're going to have a precision learning teaching that is not possible manually, where teacher is going to spend fixing the actual problem, what actually the student is suffering. We hardly give any importance to that, where what is the problem, where the student is actually stuck in. Okay, what is where there is an obstacle that is still it is there in the student's mind to understand that. In nowadays, though, nowadays students are so remain inactive, that they never approach you or come to you with the problem. See, sir or madam, that I'm not able to understand that, because what I have observed nowadays, it is vanishing from everyone's mind, the interrogative sign that I always to tell to all the students sometimes in different platforms, like what is missing nowadays is the interrogative sign to ask something. And normally you are going to ask only when you can involve or connect yourself with that particular delivery. So most of the cases we keep ourselves away from that particular delivery with the idea that I'll check it, it's not important for me. So that is where possibly we may not able to connect, and that is why later on, if it is necessary, you may can the student may not able to recollect, and they have to come and search something from some different sources. So that is where it's very, very important, like for any subjects, that phobia to be break up for a very difficult subjects through some this process of that ice breaking, or we can use some visual clarity through nice visual creations. that you can do it from there, and you just give them the in writing. See, these are the things I want. You make a good illustration of that. It will going to do it for you. Okay, and that actually creates a very I mean inclusive study we're going to have for different level of students. Okay. Uh, yeah. Now let me tell you some fascinating journey of this AI. Okay, so this idea, though you may be listening these things recently, but it's actually a very old concept. Okay, it's a very old concept. Long back in 2047, 48, 49, 50. In this time, people started thinking about like any machines. Can we make the machine think? Okay, can machine think? That is very important. Like that time there was a like controversy. How can you make a machine think and taking decisions? It is not possible, because you are thinking something to replace a human, and human have consciousness, human have feelings, emotions, and everything. So that time it was like long back. It was never people thought of like that, and they said these are like your dream. It's not possible. It's like something like sci-fi. So then the person who's called Alan Turing, he used to call it the father of that AI. You can say they actually initiated an idea like can machine think. Okay, so what they did, he said, "Okay, forget about all this consciousness, emotions, and everything." He started giving a good definitions of that called intelligence. Okay, that which is somewhere is possible. Okay, it's verifiable, it's possible. That I mean that what actually the intelligence means. Okay, so what he did it, he proposed a kind of a test. What he suggested, these are all theoretical, conceptual, ideas. What he said, like said, there is a human charge. Okay, so human charge, and the two participants are there. One is human participant, another some machines, say robot you can consider. They are in different places. They cannot see each other. Neither the human judge is able to directly they communicate. What they're doing, they're passing some message with each other without having a knowledge like to whom they are passing a knowledge and getting the reply. Okay, so now what Alan Turing has told, key if a machine and if the reply or response from a machine, okay, if you cannot able to distinguish, okay, then you can consider that that machine is actually an intelligent. Okay, so that it's a very famous test. It is called Turing test. Okay, that he proposed, and whatever the present day is, this is actually its reflection of that. Okay, that intelligence level. So what actually happened to you see, if you are using in like, I know very all most of you are familiar with ChatGPT and all. So if you ask them, if it gives a reply, so quite natural that you may not able to differentiate, right? You may not able to differentiate whether it's really a human is replying or a machine is replying. So that actually comes, see, long back, right? In 1950, 1949, okay, the people have started thinking about that, can we make a machine intelligent? And somewhere Alan Turing has given that idea, he forget about all replacing a human being and just we try to mimic a kind of a human intelligence. And what the human intelligence is, this is the way he has suggested. And now this is the real, right? Now, after that, the person who the next furtherly figure in this area is John McCarthy. He happens to be in Stanford University initially, and then also he joined in MIT. And then he conducted one conference in 1956 in the Dartmouth College with some very limited people over there to discuss, because that time the conference was not like today's conference where you used to call for the paper, lot of paper where deliberations going on, poster presentations, no, nothing. Three people of similar mind. They are very famous at that time, very famous scientists at that time, computer scientists. They come together and discuss something, and that conference first time Professor John McCarthy, he's proposed that name artificial intelligence. Okay, so he is the first person who is actually behind the term called artificial intelligence. Okay, and that credit goes to him for coining that term artificial intelligence. Okay, now what is exactly that artificial intelligence is? Fine. So there are, if you search it in the Google also, nowadays Google also can give very nice answers. Looking into some dictionaries, say Oxford language and all. Then if you ask in ChatGPT, that also going to give it. But it's a very old definitions that has been given by very one of the big company that is IBM. What they say, it's basically it's a system that actually mimics the problem solving and decision making capabilities what the way human mind is doing. Okay, so it has evolved now, and now it's most cases it's now we can say it's able to do some decision making or problem solving, more better to say problem solving. Till now they are doing problem solving. Decision making capability is still gradually it is coming now. I mean, you can say this is there. So so problem solving, it is now possible to do that thing. And decision making, of course, some robotic systems which are there, they now able to do that thing. But in comparison to the some last few years, now we are coming into some situations or in the positions that yes, we can say it's now able to take some autonomous decisions. Okay, I have not put some slide. I forgot to put a slide over there. Let me come into that. So, what is the roadmap actually? Where from it start? Where exactly right now we are? Okay, in that particular pipeline. So, our intelligence systems, artificial intelligence systems are now what we are basically they are very dedicated to a task. Say you heard about something called driverless car. Say that Alexa, okay, Dot, okay, on Google Assistant. So they are actually tuned based on some specific tasks. They can do only thing. They can drive a car. They can take your request and give you some playing the music or these that thing. Switch on the fan, light, Alexa, what it is doing. So some basic tasks that it can do. Okay. So for what it actually being trained. Okay. So now gradually what happens, there is a kind of a more something called multi-purpose, general AI, what actually able to do many things, and they can able to take their own decisions, looking into the situations, looking into the context, looking into the environment, whatever it is there. Okay, so if some of you have watched the movie, I'm just giving one example, hypothetical example that like Iron Man. So Iron Man is not the AI, okay? But with Iron Man, there is some system who is always used to converse, and where Iron Man used to give the directions or talk to that system that is called Jarvis, right? So Jarvis is some way is the general AI. He can do many things. Okay, he can understand whether you are tired. He can go for some kind of coffee making for you. Okay, and he can switch on the light, he can switch on the music, he can read your mode, and these days are coming. Still now we are in narrow AI, okay, more dedicated, but gradually we are transiting towards that general AI, and hope very soon we're going to have such system, intelligent system, that say if you are coming to home, it's already aware your home is completely smart. It will open your door, very strict, very highly secure door may have. It will automatically understand you have arrived, no need to call someone, it will open up automatically. You'll go and see it, it will switch on your AC if necessary, adjusting your AC temperatures and all. If your mood is swinging, it's not good, maybe it will ask for, do you want to have a cup of tea or a coffee? It will just start boiling water and milk over there, prepare these things for you. Maybe switch on your music somewhere or whatever. I mean, it can ask what you want to have today. So you will say, I want to take something light. I'm not in the mood to do that. So okay, fine. So we'll prepare for you because they are already remain aware what you like in terms of light and everything. So you think, imagine anything nowadays. Gradually, it is going to be possible to have such kind of smart environment at your home, at your office, at your car, wherever you can take a name. It will going to be very, very smart over there. Okay, so no need to even drive through the autonomous vehicle. You just sit over there and then go and whatever you can think of any sci-fi. It is not possible. Now, what people are visualizing or thinking that the next generation of AI after that is more advanced. They are more intelligent human. Okay, they're going to be more intelligent human, and these sci-fi movies are actually the motivators or dream maker for whatever the technological development happen. So this what's that called, Terminator and all. They are basically humanoid. They are much more intelligent, much more aware, well informed about all the situations through their gadgets and their knowledge, whatever it has been built in. Okay, so these are what we call it as super AI. Okay, so AI is not basically a single idea. It's basically a bunch of technologies. They work together to make a whole artificial intelligence system. So if we say that AI is a single system, no, it's not like that. It's basically a big umbrella under which there are so many other technologies are proliferating, okay, and expanding. That actually makes our intelligent life, whatever we have today. So what is the trend right now? I'll not go in the back much. Now the present way that you can see is called that generative AI. You heard about generative AI, because now the AIs are capable of generating new materials, because of which actually from the beginning of the lecture I talked about, like, it creates an unique material for you. It creates visualizations for you, audio for you, video for you, everything. It's creating. Okay, that's why it is called generative. These kind of AIs are the most game changers in current scenario. Okay, and as I'm talking about, like, it will going to be very, very autonomous in decision making after a few days, and they have taken that thing. So let me take you to one example. Suppose you want to book a ticket in the next vacation or break to go to some place. You just simply just tell in front of your system ki try book my whole itinerary for my next break in, say, in Kulu Manali. Just go say that thing and just go sleep. Okay, after some time it will come out and say it's everything done, click for the payment. So not possibly it will ask for payment, it will click. If you click it, that is an approval. Everything done, everything done for you. Hotel, starting from hotel booking, local logistics, okay, fooding arrangements, your booking in flight, everything is done through this agentic AI. No need to interfere. Nowadays what happened, if you ask a generative AI, I want to book a ticket, it will just give a list, right? You go to that site, book for you as per this, select your seat, pay, and then you will get that ticket from there. So for that, again, you have to go for a booking for the hotels and other things. But if once we have a system like agentic AI, what will happen, it will do everything for you, everything from zero to till end, till you come back, everything will going to be arranged by that agent. Okay, so that is the reality. Okay, it's no more it's a sci-fi, it's reality. It's going to be applicable to our day-to-day life very soon. Okay, so that is what the way our AI has evolved till now. So AI, that generative AI is like booming. It's a I mean, now it's every now and then you can, whenever you are open up any social media platform and all, it's really, really nowadays difficult to distinguish whether it is a fake or whether it's a real news or any items that you are watching these things. And this is possible only because of this generative AI. Okay, so it can now create human-like audios. You just ask the system, give me a very romantic song in particular language, lyrics of that. You take that thing, give it to some system, again it is already specialized, he tune it, compose it, and make Arijit Singh to sing that song for me. You will observe such a realistic things it will going to create, you can't imagine. So it's really now it's a very kind of a thing, like what is going to happen, what not, that it's very difficult to distinguish. That is what actually the intelligence, right? As per the Turing test, that is what actually the intelligence, that it is so realistic that it is very difficult for any human being also to distinguish. That is the thing I am trying to convey, that what exactly the Turing test done by long back by Alan Turing, okay, and that is what the reality is, okay. So most of you now are familiar with this term, that is LLM, okay. Nowadays hardly there may be some people who may not heard about something called LLM. So what actually happening? So what actually this is very brilliant innovations, I must say, of AI, which actually changed the whole scenario. That you just give a prompt, you ask anything like a chatting, and that system will going to give you human like answers, maybe in human language, or in text, or in visual, or even maybe it may generate audios, videos, everything. It is possible nowadays through this kind of system, large language model system. So that's having certain level of human level reasoning, okay. Human level reasoning, that can take to that particular level, and because of which nowadays the teaching and learning is become more personalized. We may assess every individual student one at a time because of this, okay. Either student can go and assess, or teachers can also do that thing from the other side, okay. So there are many LLMs which are actually playing. You can take help of that in education. ChatGPT, you are familiar with that. Gemini is a very good player developed by Google. Okay, Copilot is the product of Microsoft. Bharat GPT is actually the product of India. Okay, this is by Bharat Gen. It's a joint venture of Government of India and different IITs. Okay, so that is mainly they're trying. I mean, 2 days back only, we had a meeting with this Bharatjan people, and we have come to know what they are actually doing. Okay, so this Bharatjan, basically they are tuning themselves, creating an LLM, keeping in mind the India only, Indian context and all. It's really important because the Indian history, Indian literatures, it's so old. Okay, so no other places of data may not able to capture, and most of the systems which are available, they are from outside, mainly US based, and naturally they're quite biased, right? They biased with their own knowledge base, whatever available in the internet. But hardly people can think about our mythology, our literatures, okay, our scriptures, okay. So our own root, it is not possible until unless an Indian player come forward and make them. So that now what will happen? You ask anything, say related to something psychological, philosophical, then it may be rooted to our Indian origin, and it start giving you answer over there. Okay, and notebook LLM is very effective. Gemini also. I'll discuss more of that. And notebook LM is also very good especially in case of teaching and learning education. Okay, so let me take you some ideas about this Gemini ecosystem. Now what happens, you have Google platforms, Docs, Slides, Gmail, and everything. Now Gemini is being integrated with that. Okay, what you can do, basically you can do literally anything while preparing a slide, while preparing any documents related to your academics. So anything. This is a good thing, that since it's a Google platform and there is a Google Workspace is there. So Gemini, if it is integrated with that, it can now read, understand, correcting everything, synthesizing for you, creating new content for you as per your choice or requirement, and lot of things it can be done. And of course, these are somewhere maybe biased way because they are trained based on some internet data, and mostly they are biased towards the data which are more available prominently in the public repositories or in the database or in the internet. So that may become tuned over there. But anyway, forget about that. Whatever we are doing for our day-to-day purpose, it's absolutely fine. Okay, so that you can use that thing. So Google Doc, if you come with this Gemini, what will happen? Say you uploaded your syllabus and you can ask, hey, make me a lesson plan for that particular syllabus. Okay, it will going to create a lesson plan for you. You can make a course content, deliverables, subject materials, everything. If you want, it will going to do for you. Okay, and again, I'm telling you these things. There is a concept called hallucination. It is still there. You, as a human, you have to judge where it is correct, where it is not correct. Okay, that thing you have to do these things. Okay. So that is the what your Google Doc, you can, if you integrate Gemini, it will going to do it for it related to anything writing, it related to the writing, because Docs is for the writings only. So if you want, you can take help of this lesson planning, course material preparations, and question paper setting. Okay, everything if you want, you can do it very nicely from there, because sometimes we may blank of setting some of the question paper and all. But if it is very guided kind of interactions with the Google Doc or anything, possibly that will be much more effective rather than giving the full responsibility to do this blindly and I'll take it blindly whatever you have generated. No, that is not a very good approach. You have to interact. Okay, you have to interact, and then you, as per your choice and requirement, you can refine it. Now, slides, in slide preparations, we have talked about that. And I also talked about that slide preparations is relatively easy nowadays. If you can remember in the last class, you're very, see, normally what happens now, whenever there is a very difficult concept, okay, if you show it in visually, it is much more effective. Good thing is that you just ask, give the scenario. This is the situations that I wanted, very good illustrations of that. It will immediately going to create it, that illustrations. But good thing is that it is copyright safe. In the last class, we have discussed about like Google Image or some other platform. So that things is it's missing over there. You don't, it just free mind, you can use those images because these are synthetically generated. Just a minute, let me take a call. Okay, so what can be done? Like you can generate those images that will make your presentation slides very, very attractive. Okay, and also the theme. Okay, theme of the slides also we have talked about in the last class. You can ask them to make those themes. It now looking into the content also, it can generate nowadays those AI-based integrated what is called your add-ons in even these things. So that what way you can actually integrate Gemini with Google Slides to make it more very, very effective presentation. Okay. Okay. Now there is another product that is called Google Weeds. From the name you can easily understand, like it will going to create very good videos. You give your lesson plan and ask your system, it will going to create videos for you. Okay, so it will going to create the storyboard for your videos, the scripts of the videos, and also the suggested visuals. Okay, and that then finally it will going to create videos with good audios. Okay, it's a marvelous thing. I mean, that will going to change the whole scenario of making very visually appealing study material for our ideas, that will help students to understand better instead of this boring rote learning methodologies or our boring classrooms. We can make it more far better these things. Okay, uh, fine. So that you can explore from there. Now Google Sheet also something like that. It's also being integrated with Gemini. Okay. Now most of the data analysis, see, normally sometimes what happen now, like we want whatever data you have, other than some good visualizations and all, you may need more things on top of that. Okay, so if there is something inconsistency, whatever it is there in the data, it can easily can I mean detect it. Okay, it can create nowadays even formulas also. You don't have to search. If you just ask simply, give me this, I want this average of that on some of these two of the base of the marks of these two columns. You just simply ask. Okay, you don't have to go on searching and everything. The Gemini will going to do it for you. Okay, and it will count. So whatever the day-to-day activities also you can attach to that. So say if you have created some e-attendance systems and all, you can think of plan of, and your timelines, alarms, and everything that is possible to give you. So all total is a full package. You can integrate all together. Okay, you can integrate all together. That will make your life quite easier. Okay, that will going to support proactively. If you have say some I mean your say some if you have some calendar memorizations or alarms and everything now it will going to take up. You will observe even now and then, if you are getting some email, say train tickets and all in your Gmail, you will observe automatically, if you allow them, it will automatically put it in your Google Calendar and time to time give you the alert. See, you have a meeting, you have a ticket for that. So everything now is being taken control by these systems, which are the product of the Google itself. Right? Everything is done through AI only. Okay, say I was in abroad and then I booked a ticket from one city to the other city, and then what happens in India, that Google is not that has been given that privileges. I don't know why, but in countries like US, what happened actually? They automatically so much aware and remain proactive. Immediately start giving certain period of before in the morning when my flight was very early morning, it automatically start giving me that alarm. You see, I mean, I have to wake up, okay, because there is a kind of a jam in front of airport. So I should start my journey within 1 hour or get ready in 1 hour. Okay, so that makes my life so cool that I don't have to keep all the burdens or tensions inside my mind. Everything is now taken care by AI. Okay, so these things also can happen in case of our education system also. You don't have to take any tension, you just do and forget. Everything will going to be in the background, will go on. Okay, so classroom also, since it is all the models are there now, that also can be now integrated with the Gemini. Okay, so it's actually keep track of every individual student's progress, what they are giving. Even you can make the assessment. I have talked about the Google Classroom in the last class, where I'm talking about rubrics and everything. Now what will happen? These evaluations based on these rubrics, it will going to be done automatically with an explanation why, where the student is actually lacking. Everything now you can create even report, like what is the status, where it is missing. If you can read it, you can advise the students or you can share it with the students. Okay, so everything starting from taking exam evaluations, tracking students progress, it is now possible even through the Google Classroom. Not simple Google Classroom, but it should be integrated with the Gemini. Okay, so this you can try for that. And Google Meet also, or any other things, as I've talked about transcript, that also you can do that thing. Today's meeting also, I think I have activated this Gemini because I mean this AI, where it will going to take summarize my whole meeting today itself. That will going to whole summarize also. It can create a note over there, and if I share with someone, you can go interact more in details. In this case, what the speaker has talked about, can you tell me more on that? So you just now after that you just go on doing any unlimited thing with that summary. Okay, so these things is now very much possible over there. Even if, since Gemini is a Google product, it is integrated with the Google Meet, and with Zoom, that what is called this here, there also Gemini has incorporated. Even in the last class we have talked about YouTube. In YouTube also Gemini can be integrated to make a note of the entire video lectures which are stored over there. Okay, so that also you can do these things. Fine. Now this is, I'm talking about, it's a basically NotebookLM. It's a dead LM, okay, but it's called NotebookLM. Okay. Now good thing here is that this is very specific to your material, and more specifically for the teaching learning only, that you can immediately you can take utilize, I mean benefit out of that. What actually happens that it will remain concentrated on the material that you are uploading. Suppose you have some study notes and all, something like that, or some topic or anything, you can ask it like, can you make these things for me, or can you elaborate on that? So then can you make what is called your question answers from there? What is the make some active reading, and if you take an exam, you can pass it to it. It can able to evaluate everything, judge everything, individual level, student level assessment, it can be done. Okay, and you can go on like a teachers or a student, you can, even this is for both teachers and students, all you can directly ask to do something on that. Okay, what I thought of, like, let me show you some these things before going to the slide. Let me share my this screen so that I can show you just how actually this Google LLM is actually working. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Sir.
this is, yeah. So what happens basically? This, you just search it. I don't know where exactly. Okay. So just you search it in the Google Notebook LM. You will see some link. You go over there. Okay. Now try. You can even download in your mobile also. These are there in the App Store. Okay. Now what happens? You will going to create a new some discussions over there. Okay. Where what will happen? It will going to ask upload some files, audio, video, everything. If you want, if you don't have that copy of that, if you have in some web link on that, that also you can give it. You can even give a link of the video also if you really can't take out some note from there. Okay, you can store it in the drive, and then all that also you can link over there. Okay, so you can even you can do the copy paste from there. Okay, put it over here. Fine. So everything you can do that thing. Now let me show you some thing that I already kept it ready. I don't know where exactly I did it. Yes, because uploading is difficult. So see, it's a data system. So I have uploaded these things, some syllabus. Okay, this is a syllabus actually in PDF that I have uploaded. Now here is the place where you can ask, can you make a good lesson plan? the it's not a big deal like what spelling and all. So that you can do that thing. Just do any garbage, it will understand. Don't think about spelling everything, whether my sentence is correct or not. It's so intelligent in that case that it will understand what is your intention, what you would like to do. Okay, you can test and you can check these things. So can you make a good lesson plan? My class is 2 days per week and go up to July. Okay, so simply these things I am putting these things. You just wait. It start creating these things. Okay, already started. Okay, fine. So already started, and see here is this. They have created these things. So they are again asking these things. I'm saying Python only. These are it's asking you can clarity, taking clarity from you, what things you need more specifically. Then they started doing these things. So that is how you will do these things. It's asking more on that, like what you want more on that. Okay, since it's technical, I'll not go much into the details. But for any of your subject, you can even create infographics. Okay, infographics means you can create a visual representation of any of the fact. If you go on, I mean that thing, you don't give me so many things. You just straight away you just create these things. What is called my lesson plan, and it is in the dockets. Okay, or doc. You create it in the doc. It will going to create a doc, whole thing ready for you. Okay, and in the right side panel you just see like these are the infographics that I'm talking about. It's create slide decks. You can AI slides from based on your material also it is going to create. It can create a data table extracting data from your text, whatever it is there. Good. Some cases, suppose you have some data you want to extract it from an image, so give it over here. It will read and it will put it into an Excel. Okay. You can create a quiz. Okay, for your some examinations. Okay. Flashcard, I mean that I have not explored. Report also you can generate. Video overview also you can give it if you are uploading these things. Audio overview also you can give it. Good thing is that like it can generate in different Indian languages the overview of that. Okay, video. So I have created these things. I have not also tested these things. Let's see how it's saying.
You know, everyone in the business world, they love to say data is the new oil.
It's the ultimate cliche.
It really is. You hear it everywhere. But I think people miss the.
Am I audible?
The second.
Whether my sound's audible?
Because when you actually look at raw data,
yes, sir. It's audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a mess. It's inconsistent. It's noisy, and honestly, half the time it doesn't even make sense.
That's the reality they never put on the marketing brochure.
Exactly.
If you pour crude oil straight from the ground into a Ferrari, you don't go fast. You destroy the engine.
Destroy the engine.
And if you pour raw, unrefined data into a business,
see, it's look like two real life people are actually conversing with each other, but actually not.
Deep dive into what is essentially a blueprint.
That is the new thing that NotebookLM has incorporated about these discussions.
Data analytics and visualization, specifically the RLab component.
Right. This is from the School of Engineering, taught by Dr. Jyotismita Talukdar. And this isn't just a list of textbooks. When you read between the lines, you see a very specific narrative. It's a roadmap.
A roadmap to what?
It's designed to take a student who maybe does a little bit of stats and turn them into a data engineer who can actually predict future behavior.
So it's a journey from hello world to cluster analysis. But before we get into the heady math, I have to ask about the tool itself. The whole course is built around.
It takes some time to generate, but now I am generating these things in Hindi. You can generate in any language. It looks like two persons are actually interviewing and giving question answers.
Python is a jack of all trades. It runs websites, it does automation.
Right.
But R was built by statisticians for statisticians. It has this incredible.
See, it's not pre-created. It's creating immediately now only on spot. Okay, that is the beauty. Okay, that is the beauty that it is basically doing
and you
on top
see
of
that specialist approach right from module I.
Okay, Let's unpack that. Module I, introduction. It sounds pretty
So
standard.
actually it takes some time, Hindi.
Arithmetic operators.
By the time, let us do some more things.
It
You can
does,
make it
but
interactive.
But sir, there is any specific format for making the lesson plan. So can it be done here?
Yes, yes. Whatever you want, you just guide it. You guide
Yes.
it.
Format. So that can be done here.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You just think it, no limitations, you give it and ask it. "Okay, I need in that particular format. That's all. Whatever you want.
Sir, is there any files keeping that means that 2 or 3 subjects I am dealing, suppose, then I want to make the folders individual. Is
Yes,
it
yes, you
possible
can
here?
do that. I mean, so if for individual folders, you want to keep individual subjects, right? Yes, yes.
Yes.
So I had shown you at the beginning that create new notebook. So each notebook actually dealing with one subject.
Where can we find, sir? Yesterday I seen, but I didn't find.
Which one?
I created 2 files.
You created, see, every notebook is say one topic, one discussion, right? Everything will going to be there inside that. It's itself is a folder.
Okay.
Itself is a folder. Say I have created these things like data visualizations syllabus. It's automatically taking the name. So all the discussions, files, everything, it will going to be here in the left hand side. Okay.
For the next subject, if I
next subject, you have to go back. You have to go back, and you just see the recent notebooks. These are the notebooks.
Oh, okay.
Okay. From there, you can click it, create a notebook. It will go on giving a like.
Yeah. This one, sir. This one. Okay. I find that. Okay. Thank you.
I don't know how long it is going to create in Hindi. You can take there are many Indian languages they now incorporated. Okay. So that can be done. You can take more, I mean, these things, infographics also you can create it. Okay. It's very good in these things. Creating all those things. They are mainly tailored for this teaching and learning only. Though the similar things you can do it in ChatGPT also. That is no problem, but it is more tune on that over there because they are keeping some readily clickable some options and all. That way it's good. That is the only thing they are making something extra. This Google Notebook LLM. I don't know how long it will going to take because these are very expensive computations which actually go on in the background, not in your machine, rather in their servers, and it's very expensive. It's though we are getting their fruits, but actually it's so expensive and so heavy machines are actually working behind. Okay, that's why it takes. But normally ChatGPTs are quite faster, and Notebook LM and all relatively a bit slower. But yes, it's up to you which one you're going to do it from there. Anyway, hopefully this limited time period we may not able to show you these things, and since I have shown you the interface, possibly you can also do an experiment for any topic, creating this infographic slides, everything. You can do that thing. Type mind map also. You can do the thinking how we're going to proceed over there. That mind mapping. That also you can plan based on that material that it has been given over there. Okay. Anyway, so I'm stopping this particular screen. I don't know whether I have gone back to my slide. Is it visible now? No. Just let me share once again.
Is there any option to try to plot?
Yes. Everything. You take any name, and you can do that. Just you have to think and you have to take a name. Okay. There is nothing impossible. Literally, virtually, nothing impossible. Okay. So let me go back to my share screen. Just a minute. Yes. Okay. So now I've reached to the end of that. So last takeaway is that whatever intelligence you do, still machines are 0-1. They are not at all actually intelligent. though we have an impression they're actually intelligent. So I'm just completely way out from my actual discussions about that intelligence and all. In true sense, they're completely dull, simple zero machine, 01 device, electronic device. Some good, brilliant algorithms which are working behind that, which actually makes them take some good decisions, and day by day, it's making them more perfect, and that's why we can see that they are basically intelligent. Actually, there is no replacement of human brain. That is my takeaway. So that, I mean, what happened basically, if you simply become blind while using your AI tools, you will going to end up with something which is not at all acceptable. Okay, so that's why you have to remain very vigilant. Whatever the items it is generating, you have to be very careful on that. Okay, and because a lot of the cases it's hallucinating, as I have talked about these things. So that's why thing is that your brain is far better than AI's brain. Only thing is that we may not able to remain active every time. We cannot memorize everything, but I'm tired and remain feel tired. But our AI systems are continuously it's working, so that's why it perform better than us. But our human brains are always better because we created that systems. Thank you so much. So I'm free to take now any kind of queries, whatever you have in your mind. I love to take any queries. Thank you so much.
Sir, now what research areas in AI are growing fastest now? Which research area?
May I know in which domain you are in?
I am from chemistry background, but I am working in electrochemistry.
Okay, fine.
Focusing on a small molecule activation.
Yeah,
Like
so if I talk about your area, if I talk about your areas, a small molecule and all, this is become very integral part of any such I mean molecular dynamics area. If you are to work, you cannot skip that AI. Okay, so AI is progressing, and mostly so fast it's evolving that when single word you cannot say which area it is basically working. Of course, one target is that making more and more perfect, more and more realistic over there. But in your area, in molecular dynamics, you cannot do most of the work without going to take the help of AI-based generation systems. So that is where you have to, today or tomorrow, you have to take the help of those systems. Okay, and every areas, say for your areas also, if you when you will start using that thing, there is some kind of lacking that you may observe. People start recovering such kind of limitations to make that system, whatever with the domain or area, they try to make that system more like this, what is called more perfect over there.
Okay.
So it sounds okay to you? Am I clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
About the ethical practices, I mean, these people are using AI in research activities or in academic purpose.
Yeah.
So what about the ethical practices?
See, the fact here is that what you want actually, whenever you are purchasing a car, it's helping you out. Right? Together with that, it's also polluting our environment. That is a trade-off, right? So that is always there. The challenge of ethics is always there, but there is also a remedy, right? The system will going to come up, or the systems are grown up, where, say, let us assume you are talking about this ethics. So if it is completely AI generated, it is possible to detect. Okay, but this is not plagiarism. If you are generating a content through AI, it is not plagiarism. They are synthesizing the data. But if you are blindly everything you are doing, then today or tomorrow it will going to come out. Suppose so that few days back, I was reviewing a paper, and initially I had a very good impression about that paper. While I was reading that paper, I was remain super excited. It's a very good idea. Then by the process, when I go down, then I start understanding what the figure is. Then I observe that something which is very fishy in that particular image. Then I observe that that image, because AI still are unable to generate those text very well. So they create something jumbled word which is not at all exist in the world. Okay, so somewhere today or tomorrow that may happen. Of course, what is more important here? Ethics is of course there. That is completely up to you. But if you do something which is unethical, but I'm not saying you are not going to use it. You should use it LLM. You should use it LLM, not because of that purpose, but as an expert, you can interact with that. Something paraphrasing and everything, because we Indian people may not very good in English writing and all. In most of the cases, they happen. And nowadays, what happens? Journals also take a declaration. So there are journals also take a declarations like how much of that has been created by AI. That means what? They are not saying ki, no, we are going to consider, but you have to basically disclose these things. You see, these are the things which I am for that purpose I am using, not by creating these things. And it's those who are expert, it's very easy to detect. And normally, if you do any unethical things, you know if it's got detected, then you're going to be blacklisted very soon. And that is happening. There are so many things where people are copying from one paper to the other, and that retraction is a common phenomena in Indian researchers nowadays, and there is some portal that normally they do this watchdog kind of thing, that retractions happening, they're copying and they're blacklisting many good researchers in very good institutes. Okay, so it's up to you whether how we are going to use that. Am I right? You have the nuclear power. So now nuclear power can make a disaster, right? But that also basically is energy generations. Okay, so how we're going to use it, that's completely up to our hand. That is the only thing.
Right, sir. And also nowadays, Turnitin, there is a AI similarity index given, like how much percentage of data you have collected from AI, that is also, restored over there in the Turnitin. So that also we can get to know that the text which is coming from the AI used in the paper, in the research paper.
Yeah, that you can disclose. If you are generating something synthetically, but only thing is that like it is not grounded, it's not remain grounded. It's basically based on some reasoning, right? It's not grounded in the reality. If it is generating from the beginning, I am mentioning one thing, you cannot use it blindly. If you are generating, you disclose it. If since there is a data not available, we have generating synthetically, and that we are putting. There is no harm of disclosing this all those things. If you are truly doing these things, people will evaluate you not based on this, but overall your ideas.
Thank you, sir.
Any more? I have seen some hands. Some people have raised. Any queries?
Sir, if there are no more queries, may I present vote of thanks with your permission?
Yeah, sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am grateful to MMTTC NEHU for providing me the opportunity to extend vote of thanks for the conclusion of this session on behalf of all the participants of this induction program. In this session, our learned resource person, Dr. Swarup Roy sir, presented a wonderful lecture on paradigm shift in education and delivered detailed information about artificial intelligence, that is AI, starting from its historical perspective to its future possibilities. So we all have been benefited in many ways through your insightful views on innovative teaching with the help of new technologies, especially by using AI. So you made the things very easy to grasp. We ensure you that we will bring this knowledge into practice in real classroom settings and for creating wonderful learning environment for our learners and make the center proud. Eventually, on behalf of all the participants, I extend my heartfelt thanks to the entire team of Director Dr. Kwendarisa Kharibuli ma'am and Coordinator Dr. Kuhili ma'am for organizing such wonderful intellectual sessions for us. Thank you so much, ma'am. Looking forward for more such informative sessions. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, and thanks for this opportunity to and your patience to listen to that. Also to the MMTC and Dr. Kuheli for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.